Hello Trophy Hunters, welcome to Platinum Perspective. Today we'll be talking about the Sea of Thieves Platinum and answering the questions, is it worth it, is it fun, or is it a pure pain in the arse? As always, there'll be some advice towards the end of the video to help you out if you decide to go for the Platinum. This game has a lot of trophies. You only need 59 to get the Platinum, but there are over 250 to get your hands on. In this video, thankfully we won't be talking about each individual trophy, rather the overall Platinum experience. Luckily for me, I started this adventure with a 3-man crew, consisting of myself and 2 of my brothers. It was a lot of fun sailing the seas together, and it felt like we really were just hanging out on a boat, hunting sea creatures, having a laugh, and destroying other players. The atmosphere and graphics combined are truly special and worth experiencing. However, that's not to say the game doesn't have a lot of flaws. The main downside is that it can get very, very boring. And if you're just playing for another Platinum, you're going to get bored very quickly. I'd suggest approaching this one with the mindset of just having fun with your friends. And if you're enjoying that experience, the Platinum will come. There's no missable trophies, so no need to stress. Just set sail on the seas and see where the sea takes you. Now, when you initially start the game, I'd also recommend finishing the tutorial. There's 3 tutorial missions for each of the factions: Gold Hoarders, Merchants, and Order of Souls. You'll be repeating the same missions for each of these factions over and over until you reach Pirate Legend. It really is a long grind to get this trophy, but there is some fun to be had along the way. You could be sailing to an outpost after a successful haul, only to be ambushed by other players. This is where the gameplay really comes alive. I had adrenaline every time my ships got attacked by pirates, and it's that thrill that kept me coming back for more. When you start to get good as a team and understand how the combat works, you can have a lot of fun sinking other players' ships. On the flip side, however, sometimes you're not so lucky, and a more experienced crew will come along and steal your hard-earned loot, making you lose hours of progress. It's not a bad thing though. It just forces you to become a better pirate and be more aware of your surroundings. A lot of trophies you'll get through natural gameplay and doing missions with your friends. PvP isn't necessary, and does waste a fair bit of time. For me, it was the best aspect of the game. And as I mentioned before, play this game for fun, not for trophies, because you won't have a good experience. Getting level 50 in each of the factions is going to be your biggest hurdle. It does take a long time and is very, very repetitive. Just focus on getting that sweet booty, and you may be surprised how much progress you made. There's a lot of optional content here. None of it adds to the Platinum experience in my opinion, so I just focus on the base game and indirectly work towards the Platinum. Before we go to the conclusion, please like the video and subscribe to see more Platinum reviews. Now, here are some tips and tricks to help you along your pirating adventure. Tip number 1. I do not recommend playing this game alone. Normally my preference is to play solo, even in multiplayer games, but the seas can be very lonely, and you'll quickly get bored sailing around by yourself. So before you venture into the Platinum, make sure you have a willing crew that you can play with. The more, the better. There's still active Discord servers with plenty of pirates looking for shipmates. You can take this opportunity to meet like-minded trophy hunters. And who knows, maybe form lifelong friendships too. Tip number 2. Utilize the grapple hook. When encountering other pirates, I didn't really come across anyone using the grappling gun, but it's amazing. It's basically a guaranteed way to board other ships from afar and surprise attack them. A very, very useful tool in many ways. You can even use it to stop other pirates from boarding your ship, and punish them for trying. Tip number 3. Stock up on food before every adventure. Every time you start the game, your rations are set to basic food and a few supplies. So before you set sail, visit this vendor and buy out the supplies. It doesn't cost much, and will massively improve your survival rate when encountering enemies. Tip number 4. PvP trophies can be boosted. There's only a handful of PvP trophies, and if you don't get them through natural gameplay, they can easily be boosted with a friend. Simply start a game, and have your friend do the same. You'll know you're in the same server together, if the world event is the same. Just look for a landmark in the sky, to know which world event is taking place. If you don't spawn into the same server, just have one of you scuttle your ship and join a new world. Once you're together, you can get the PvP trophies in just a couple of minutes. In conclusion, the game is only what you make it. It can either be a boring slog, or it can be a grand adventure with fun times and plenty of booty. I began this journey with the only mission of getting the platinum, but I quickly found out how boring it would be. I decided to just have fun with my bros, and before I knew it, I had gotten most of the trophies, and leveled up enough that it didn't feel like a grind. The gameplay is very repetitive. You set sail, get some loot, sell the loot, and repeat. But with the right crew, you'll be sure to have a good time, and encountering hostile player ships is very fun. On the Platinum Pleasure scale, it rates a 6 out of 10. The trophies themselves are not exactly fun to earn, but being with your crew, making memories and having a laugh, makes it worth it. There's good times to be had, and I enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video and make sure you're subscribed. Let me know in the comments your experience with Sea of Thieves. Did you go for the platinum, or are you still sailing the seas?